In class 11 business studies, we are on chapter number 8, that is small business, and already we completed the types of small business, role of small business. Okay, and today we are going to do the different terms or problems of a small business with the help of government and other part of this chapter, and today we are going to complete this chapter also. So my dear children, look at the screen, then you will be able to understand the different concepts of a small business. See, in the previous class also we discussed various types of a small business. Today I am going to show you that through PowerPoint presentation. This MSMED Act I already explained you. Then on the basis of manufacturing, we classified the small business in two categories, manufacturing and small. Yes, I am sure you must be able to know. Then next is village industry, we completed. You can see the previous videos. Then role of small business, yesterday we completed. Now, my dear children, today I am going to tell you about the problems of small business in India, in rural India. Basically, India is facing lots of problems while set up in the small business, while running a small business. You know about it, that they are facing huge problems, many problems they are having in, we can say, see one by one. I am going to tell you. First of all is problems of small business. First problem which I am going to tell you is lack of managerial experience. You are agree with my point that in India, the small businesses are facing various problems, and the main problem which we can say is insufficient finance. Major problem is, according to book also, the major problem which they are facing is lack of finance. They don't have sufficient sources of finance. That's why they are remaining small. If they have sufficient funds of finance, sources of finance, then everyone wants to go to the middle level or to the large level. So the main problem which they are facing is lack of finance, sources of finance are less, and they are inadequate finance. See, they are unable to issue shares. They are unable to take the bank loans. They are because bank loans are not easily, not readily to give the loans to these small business, because the small businesses are facing sickness problem. Sickness problem means maybe they will be unable to pay back that loan. Banks, financial institutions are ready to give the loans to the large scale industries. Those who are already having huge sources of finance. So this is the problem they are facing, that lack of finance is there, and that's why they are unable to expand their business. They are unable to increase the opportunities. Even if the small business wants to launch a new product in the market, it's difficult for them. Okay, so we can say that the problem of finance generally they are facing, they have less sources of funds. Even own fund, borrowed fund, they are having less. Own fund, they are having less, that's why they are working on small scale. So today I am going to tell you that every problem of small business is related with investment, related with sources of finance. As yesterday I explained you various categories of a small business. and all are based on investment. Okay. So the main problem they are facing is lack of finance, lack of investment sources, now lack of managerial experience. Lack of managerial experience means they are though having lack of experience. They are working on small scale. If they even they want to go on large scale, they have to appoint various managers, but they are unable to afford. Okay, they are unable to afford because they don't have source of finance. So generally, they are unable to appoint highly qualified workers, highly qualified professionals. That's the problem they are facing for this. Okay, so lack of managerial experience or lack of managerial skills also you can use. See, you can compare the big industrialists of India with a small scale enterprise. This small scale enterprise have less professionals, lack of working capacity managers, lack of professionally qualified staff. Okay, now next, lack of proper machinery. Lack of proper machinery, see that small businesses, as I told you, micro, small, medium. Up to 10 lakh rupees, the investment criteria is there, how they can afford or how they can install advanced, sophisticated machinery. Generally, small businesses use old pattern, old method of production. So they don't have advanced techniques, advanced methods of production. Generally, they don't have, and even their machinery is outdated, obsolete. If their machinery is outdated and they are using labor-intensive techniques, means using manpower to work, even if they want to increase the production, that is not possible for them. Okay, so generally they face this problem that they have lack of advanced techniques and machinery. Okay, now next, lack of technological know-how. Technological know-how means the big industrialists or the large-scale enterprises have their own research and development, having their know-how, how to use the technology for advancement, for development. But the small businesses are unable to afford the research and development. They cannot have separate department for technological upgradation. They are using outdated old methods of production. That's why their production will be less, not as per the quality of the large scale. They are having research and development department. They are having advanced technology, but small business they don't have. Even they, if they want to launch a new product, they will face a problem. They cannot add up a new feature in the existing product because they are having lack of technological knowledge, advancement of technological know-how. Okay, now next, run on traditional line. This is like a new thing for you. Traditional lines means, as I told you in the previous class, they always work in on the family basis. Means all the family members work in that industry only. Generally, they are working on small scale. That's why village industry, cottage industries, and they are working on small scale. So they are producing old traditional handicraft item, traditional lines they follow. Means the method of production and the line of production. See, these are the different terms. Lines of production means what the products they are manufacturing. Generally, they are using or following the old pattern, traditional pattern, which their great grandparents or grandparents are doing. Even they will follow the same pattern. Okay, so if they want to increase, they can't. because they are using old method, they are having less sources of finance. So this is the problem the small scale are facing in India, that irregular supply of raw material. See, even if they try to manufacture the goods, they will have lack of raw material. And what raw material they get, that is according not as per specification, grading and standardization. Generally, large scale industrialists get the whole product, whole raw material from the suppliers, from the producers directly. So they will have that problem of irregular supply of raw material. Generally, the suppliers are not ready to give them goods easily. Because first of all, Tanesh Malik, please switch your video on. Tanesh Malik, switch your video on, please. Akshi Rajoria, please keep your video remain on, bache. I told you, na? Akshi Rajoria, please remain your video on. Please switch your video on, my dear. So irregular supply of raw material means they have always faced the problem of raw material. See, if they don't have raw material in appropriate quantity or quality, they are unable to produce finished goods. This is the vicious circle we can see. Okay, look at the screen. If they are not getting raw material of good quality, they are unable to produce finished goods. If the raw material is less, finished goods will also be less. If finished goods is less, their production will be less. If production will be less, supply will be less. Supply will be less, profit will also be less. So ultimately, if the profit is less, they will face the problem of finance again. That's the problem they are facing. Now next, problem of marketing. I am sure you must be able to see these screens and you will be agree with my points. See, problem of marketing. Marketing skills generally they don't have. Big industrialists can appoint marketing professionals, highly qualified IIM students they can appoint, highly marketing management professionals they can appoint, those who have good marketing skills. They know how to launch the product, they know how to increase the sales volume. But the main problem with the small scale is they are having problem of marketing. They don't have sources of finance to pay the highly qualified workers. So they don't have marketing skills. What are the marketing skills? This is a very wider term. You will get to know about that in class 12. Marketing skills means introduce the product in the market, gather and analyze the information, SWOT analysis. SWOT means, yes, I'll tell you, this is a new term for you. SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. They are unable to do SWOT analysis, my dear children. They don't know their strength. They don't know their weaknesses. What are the opportunities available to them? What are the threats to them? They will have that problem. And they don't know how to advertise. Even they know how to advertise, they don't have funds. So advertisement is difficult for them. Okay, and as well as with the advertisement, they will have a buy one get one scheme, discount, Tanish Malik, coupons, scratch card, various events. They are unable to conduct these ones. Please switch your video on. Please, Tanish. What's the problem, my dear? Why you switch off your video frequently? Then the problem which I want to tell you, that is global competition, and we can say competition with multinational companies. Competition with large scale enterprises. They are unable to compete with them. See, they cannot produce goods according to their quality. Noel John, Priyanshi Jain. Noel John, Priyanshi Jain. Tanish, please note down the points which I am showing. Make your own notes. Priyanshi Jain, Noel John, switch your video on please. And that global competition, they are unable to face that problem because they cannot compete with the big companies or the multinational companies in the quality, quantity, rate, advertisement, packaging, everything. They are unable to compete with them. Then personal problems, lack of training. Lack of training means they don't have qualified workers, skilled and trained workers, even they don't get the training opportunities. So training opportunities they don't have, they don't know advanced technological method. That's why they are producing their goods by the old way, old method of production. And even they don't get the advanced technologies training. That's why generally they face this problem. Then quality of products. See, my dear children, as I told you yesterday also, if you want to buy the products, you will buy those products which give impression by the advertisement in your mind. Everyone wants to buy the branded products because those are status symbol. So small businesses are producing good quality products, but generally their quality is not according to as per the big industries or multinational companies' products. So they face this problem in the quality, grading, specialization and standardization. Now, today we are going to sum up this chapter. So please look here. This is now the topic is government assistance, government support or government assistance. Government support or government assistance to small industries. First is institutional support. First was NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Tanish, please copy it down. What are you doing, my dear? It was set up in 1982. See in the name, that is for Agriculture and Rural Development. In 1982, it was set up by the government. Then RSBDC, the Rural Small Business Development Centers, rural areas, small and business development centers specialized by the government for giving technical support. Then NSIC, National Small Industries Corporations. NSIC was set up in 1995 and the main aim is to provide help to small industries in national level, giving them technological assistance, giving them finance at less rates of interest. The next, SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India, and it is to provide financial assistance, SIDBI, and then is DICs, District Industry Centers, set up in 1978. DICs was set up in 1978. These are the district centers, means to provide the local help to local industries. Then incentives. See, in India, government is providing incentives to small businesses also, like land at concessional rate, power, water at concessional rates. The government charge less by if you set up a small business. Sales tax replaced by GST. Government is giving help in providing assistance. In finance, finance means if you or someone wants to establish a small business, the government is helping them by giving them sources of finance or help in getting finance through various sources like NABARD, SIDBI, RWEB, DICs and various banks. Then one more thing which you should know, that government is giving tax holidays. Achal and Tanesh, please remain your video on. Achal and Tanesh, tax holidays. Please keep your video on. Tax holidays. Exemption from paying tax for 5 to 10 years. See, my dear students, in India, government established EPZ and SEZ. Yes, special economic zones and export processing zones also for the small businesses, as well as the government is giving tax holidays. Means if someone's established a small business, they will get the benefit of tax holidays. They will exempt from paying taxes from 5 to 10 years. Then other supports, government provide administrative framework at district level. District level is very useful because that is working on local level and it is helping directly to those who require. Provision of training facilities, those persons who require training facilities, they can also get the training facilities, how to set up the business, how to produce, how to sell. Supply machinery on hire purchase basis. See, if the small businesses are unable to buy costly advanced technological machine or heavy machinery, the government is helping them to buy the machinery, to establish that machinery, but they are unable to buy it. So government is providing them on hire purchase system. Hire purchase means the small business can get the machine and whenever their work will be over, they can return it to the government by paying some rent. Assistant for export marketing, just now I told you the government is working on giving help, training for export, also technical and financial support. If the small business wants to get advanced technological knowledge and help for financial support, the government is ready to provide these supports. So today we completed that chapter. I am going to explain you, show you. See, yesterday we completed that role of a small business. Now today the topic is this problem of a small business. The main problem is, which you can start from, that is lacking of finance. They don't have appropriate, sufficient sources of finance. They will face this problem always. They don't have sufficient sources of finance, that's why they don't have proper machinery. They don't have advanced technological knowledge. Even the small businesses are lacking managerial experiences and managerial skills. They don't have appropriate managerial skills. That's the problem they are facing. And traditional lines, generally they produce traditional products only. The raw material they don't get frequently and properly. Even if they want to buy the raw material, they are unable to get, because the producers, first the producer want to sell the products on cash basis or directly in the bulk to the wholesalers. That's the problem facing by the small business. They are getting the products which are of poor quality, not according to as per specification. So the problem of raw material they always face. And if they are not getting the proper finance, generally they are not having especially qualified experts, professionally qualified, they don't have persons. So problem of marketing is there. They are unable to give advertisement as the big industrialists are going to give. See, the advertisement process is very costly on the TV and all other things. That is very costly, and small businesses cannot afford them because they are producing at small scale. They have less sources of finance. They are producing at small scale. So when the finished goods is less, production is less. They supply, sell less. If the business is selling less quantity, sales less volume, generally they will have less profits. And next point, which is very important, global competition. See, my dear, the small businesses always face the problem of competition. The big companies, multinational companies, small scale industries are unable to compete with them. They are producing products with advanced technology, with proper marketing skills, with proper advertisement, best packaging, attract the customers, advanced features, something new, innovative they are producing, and their packaging is so attractive and everyone has faith on them. Because these products are becoming a status symbol. So nowadays it's difficult for them to face the competition. Even global means multinational companies as well as from the big industries, it's difficult for them to face the competition. They don't have appropriate training how to handle the situation. They don't have training facilities to produce better products, to use advanced machinery. That's the problem they always face. Then quality of product, as I told you, they always have problem of quality. Because even if they are getting improper, poor quality of raw material, how they can finish the products of the best quality? Then NABARD, that is government assistance. See, the government is also trying. You can see the various schemes launched by government. Yes, Make in India, various schemes are there. Vocal for local nowadays, and the government is doing for the betterment of small business. NABARD, RSBDC, NSIC, SIDBI, DICs, incentives, tax holidays government is giving. Government is trying to give them training facilities as well as technical and financial support. So government is doing it. Now it's our duty also to buy the products which are manufactured by local small business.